Although we tend to focus on new cars most of the time, every now and again something comes our way that we simply can't resist, something really special. And this is about as special as they get, at least as far as I'm concerned. This is a 1955 Morgan Plus 4. Some people regard it as the ultimate British sports car, and so do I. Morgans are pretty rare at the best of times, but this particular car is very unique. It's got all kinds of interesting little features. For example, you probably noticed that it's right-hand drive. What that means is that it was probably purchased privately in the United Kingdom and brought over to North America. As close as we can figure, it arrived in California, somehow made its way up to Vancouver, and was actually displayed at Expo 86. It's been completely restored from one end to the other, and we've tried to trace the lineage of this car back. We can't get any further back than about 1970, 71, something like that. For another thing, the dashboard is aluminum. Most Morgans have a wooden dashboard. Somebody along the line, somewhere along the line, completely changed the dashboard and made it over to aluminum. And these controls are actually out of a Beaver float plane. Most Morgans usually have toggle switches. These are very unusual. This is choke and throttle, by the way. For another thing, it has Brooklands windscreens, these little devils here. These are quite common, but they're used for racing purposes. What happens is the windshield is taken off completely, and these things offer a little bit of wind protection, not much. If you're racing, the whole idea is to save weight. The other thing about the car, of course, is that the seats are what they call competition model seats. Bare bones, almost nothing in the way of creature comforts. These are strictly for racing. In fact, the whole car is strictly for racing and very, very minimal. Well, one of the most common questions people ask about Morgan Plus 4s is, what's with the hood scoop? It's nothing complicated. These things are powered by a big, hot-running, cast-iron thumper of an engine. They need all the fresh air they can get. There's a couple of SU carburetors right here. It's all about getting air to the engine so it can run better. Nothing more complicated than that. When you look into the engine compartment of a Morgan Plus 4, it's low-tech all the way. This particular car has a Triumph TR3 engine with a 3/4 race cam in it and a few other odds and ends, has big SU carbs. This engine was actually originally a tractor motor, was used in the 30s and 40s, and then the BMC got their hands on it and upgraded it, and they've used it in TR3s, TR4s, TR2s, all the way up to about 1969. They used this engine from 1954 to 1969. It's proven, it's as tough as nails. It's torquey. It doesn't rev much. You won't get much more than about 5,000 RPM, and even that's pushing it. But it's got so much torque, you could probably drive this car around in fourth gear all day. It's just a big, powerful, slow-running engine. It does the job. During our time with this car here in driver's seat, I've had the chance to really crawl around it, and whoever did the restoration work did a very nice job. I'm guessing 10 or 15 years ago. If you're watching the show and you recognize the car and know who did the work, get in touch with us. I'd very much like to talk to whoever did it.